Hi guys, and welcome back to Real Talk with Stef. Today on Real Talk with Stef, I wanted to go into a very popular diet. Now, as always, I would always suggest speaking with your doctor in regards to a diet that you are going to start or you're looking at embarking on. But with a lot of diets out there, it's all about cutting out certain foods or food groups and things like that. And that might be totally fine for any health reasons, but be sure to do as much learn as much information as possible so that you know what exactly the diet is and how it could help you or how it might actually not be the right one for you. So today's topic is low-fat diets. Now, a lot of people think that to reduce their weight, fat loss, weight loss, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing, that they should be cutting out fat in their diet. Cut out fat, reduce fat, sounds about right. But that's not always the case. These low-fat diets that people go on are wanting you to consume 10% of your daily intake or less. Now, the health recommendations for everyone in regards to fat in their diet is 30% of their daily intake. So reducing that down to 10 can be quite bad for your health because we need fats in our diet. And I'm not talking like bad fats, but like things like nuts and seeds and avocados and things like that. They all contribute to a good, healthy diet and helping you be active, not just active, but also like your insides and having your body functioning the way it should. What are the risks of a low-fat diet? The risks for people that are on a low-fat diet is that they've got a lack of healthy food and nutrients. So as I mentioned, foods that contain fat are eggs, meat, nuts, seeds, some oil, like oils and avocado. So when we limit those foods, and they're foods that we generally will eat daily, we're not provided with a lot of other foods on the market. We need to be sure that when we're picking up low-fat foods in the supermarket, so things that are labeled with low fat, that doesn't mean low calorie. And a lot of these companies will provide you with the low fat option, but it might be a lot higher in sugars, because once we take out the fat, the natural fats from these products, they need to add something to it so it still tastes good, because fat is what makes our taste buds enjoy the food. And if it doesn't have low fat, it's generally going to be higher in sugar. So I would always suggest reading the labels. It's really important so that you're not sidetracked by doing a low-fat diet, but you're actually having the reverse effects, because you might be having things that are a lot higher in sugar than what you normally would. So that just defeats the purpose of you going on a diet to reduce your fat. Studies show that reducing our fat or doing a low-fat diet can actually lead to depression. So that's also another thing. So that's why I said speak with a doctor, because it's not just about changing what you eat to help maybe with your waistline or to fit into a size smaller, but it can also affect your body, your how your system works, your functioning and things like that. So it's really, really important that when you're going into a new diet, that you double check what the risks are of that certain diet, if there is any. So like everything, there are going to be risks, but there's also going to be positives. Now, one of the main positives of not so much a low-fat diet, but by reducing our fat of our daily intake, even just slightly, is it helps with things like reducing heart disease, diabetes, and even our cholesterol levels. So there are benefits in reducing our fat in our diet, but be careful not to be reducing them too low unless you are going to do a low-fat diet. I think it's also important to note that you should know what types of fats there are, because there are a few on the market. Now, your mono and poly unsaturated fats are your good fats, and the ones that you should have in your diet all the time. And they're things like that you'll find through olive oils and fish, so your tuna and salmon and things like that. Trans fats are the ones we want to stay away from. And unfortunately, they're most probably everyone's favorite. And they're the things like donuts, crackers, cakes, frozen pizzas, even margarine. So they're the ones that we want to limit in our diet because they're the ones that are produced artificially. So they're the ones that consumers are putting into our products to make them taste better. As I mentioned, it is really important that if you're looking at a low-fat diet or any other type of diet, I would suggest you write down the reasons why you want to do this diet. What are the benefits of the diet? What are the risks that come into play? What things are you going to be removing from your diet but you actually might need, so they might be still essential to you for your bodily function? And speak with a doctor, because it's really important to get all the information and not just go on a diet you've seen it somewhere and you think that it will work for you. It's just really important that you do your research, speak with your doctor, because they're going to give you the best advice on a diet that is going to work for you. I hope that helped, and that was Real Talk today with Steph, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.